Oh, I love doing these videos because it instills in me that I'm not just alone in being a god-awful person. You guys are just as bad. And I asked a question, and it's what's the worst thing that you've done as a sibling? I posted it on Facebook, and we've gotten, so far in 18 hours, I've gotten 5,500 comments because you're all terrible people. Still in the hotel, and the hotel staff printed off one of my Instagram photos. I recently went scuba diving in the Great Barrier Reef and I saw a shark. Didn't see this shark though. I photoshopped this into a photo to make myself look a bit more manly. And a lot of people thought it was real. Like, I did a pretty good job. But like, seriously, do you really think that I would put myself in danger like this? Maybe. I look so good, don't I? Anyways, let's just put that here. That can watch over us. So this all came about because I'm a terrible brother. Like, I am the world's worst brother. My brothers consistently remind me how terrible I am. I'm going to tell you two things. So I've got triplet brothers. They are 5 years younger than me, and they'd go to parties all the time. So popular. They're like the popular kids, right? Meanwhile, I was the loser that never went to any parties. So they would go to parties, and you know, when you're young, you come back and you get like a lolly bag. You get a party bag full of treats. And I would tell them, I was like, guys, you do know that that's a party bag for people that didn't get invited. Oh no, I didn't get invited. And I would take their party bag and just eat. And because I had 3 brothers, I get 3 party bags. I just eat it all. And they'd be like, I don't think that's why. I'm like, no, it's definitely why. It's definitely for me. They said, give this to Christian because he missed out on all the fun. The second thing I used to do to them is a little bit more murderous. I used to play a game with them called it's called the Breathe Now game. How the Breathe Now game worked is you could play it in your room or in the pool. Often I'd play it in the pool, whereas they would go under and I would hold their head down. Okay, this sounds a lot more morbid than what it is. And so I'd hold their head down and then I would quickly lift them up and scream, breathe now, into their face. I would then push them under the water. But this would happen so quickly that they would often not get the chance to breathe in. So I'd be like, breathe now! And it always ended in tears. And I was young, and I realise now as an adult that that's a very dangerous game to play. So when people say, like, it must have been so fun growing up with Christian as your brother, no, it wasn't. It was terrible. It was actually life-threatening. I thought to myself, I'm definitely not alone in this. There are plenty of people who are just as morbid as I am to their siblings. And so I posted about this, and we're now going to find out. I'm just reading them on Facebook. When I was a kid, a car pulled up at the end of our driveway one day to ask for direction. I'm one of 7 kids. And we told our youngest sibling he was adopted and it was his real family coming to pick him up. He ran screaming up the hallway and locked himself in Mum's room for hours. I have 2 brothers. They are 6 and 4 years older than I am, and they never let me join in with anything. One day they were playing a board game at the dining table with their friends, and of course they refused to let me join. So I snuck under the table and yelled cannonball and punched them in the nuts and ran away. To be fair, they also used to terrorise me by whipping tea towels at me. I would run and lock myself in the bathroom for hours until they got bored and gave up. Like, at least I was like 5 minutes at a time drowning my brothers. Like, it wasn't hours of bullying. Like, that's bad. As a child, I tied sheets together and told my younger brother to use it to get out of the bedroom window. I didn't really tie the sheets together that well, and we lived on the 2nd story. Luckily, my mother saw the sheets fluttering down and got my brother off the window ledge before he climbed down. As a kid, I wanted to be a doctor. One day, I tried to take out my older sister's appendix with a compass. She was a good patient until she saw blood. My God. As an 8-year-old, I couldn't get my hands on any anaesthetic, and I didn't know where Mum hid her Valium. Oh my God, Nicole, you crazy person. Someone's asked Nicole what career path she's now gone into, and Nicole's written childcare. My brother would put his foot out in front of my sister. She was a toddler and learning to walk. Mum never noticed it, and it used to upset me to see this little kid trying to walk but fall over his foot. I warned him. I told him I would kill him if he did it again, but he did, this time with a smile. So I ran at him, threw him on the floor, sat on him and strangled him. He was going blue before Mum noticed and dragged me off him. I mean, in a way that's sort of like nice because you're protecting your other sibling, but also killing one of them. So, I mean, it balances itself out a bit there. My older brother and sister used to tell me that everyone takes their legs off when they go to bed at night time. I became so distraught at not being able to disconnect my legs from my body that I cried to Mum. She told me the truth and that they were assholes. My friend and I found what we thought was a slow possum in our backyard. So we convinced my sister to pat it. It was so cute and furry. So she patted it and it bit her hand. Turns out it was a bush rat. She never forgave us. My parents had to separate us to opposite ends of the house because my older brother and I used to fight so badly. Without much to do in the evenings, I would randomly scream whilst alone in the bedroom. Stop it! Stop it, you're hurting me! Stop punching me! Mum would go tearing up the stairs and my brother would cop it. Oh my God, Melissa, you sadistic bitch. My older brother told me that if an eyelash fell into your eye, you had to get it out within 30 seconds, or it would go to the back of your eye, wrap itself around your optic nerve, then your eye would die and fall out. That's so dramatic. To try and stop me from being naughty and to obviously scare the absolute crap out of me, my siblings told me that I had another sister named Claire, and that Claire was killed and buried under the house because she was very bad. Obviously it's not true, but I think I was about 6 or 7 at the time and I believed it and I was terrified. When I was 5, my brother told me to go and pat the pretty bird on the letterbox. I did, and it was a magpie and it swooped on me and it cut my head. Oh my God, Lucy, this one's the worst. I licked the flavour off every single biscuit out of a box of barbecue shapes. I then carefully placed them next to me on the lounge as I licked each one. And once I ate all the flavour from the biscuits, I would then proceed to eat all the flavour from the bottom of the bag. I then put all the biscuits back into the bag, and back into the box, and back into the pantry. Then I'd watch my brother eat the entire box. Ah, what a weirdo.